Okie dokie. Today's the day, boys. We're gonna rip off this stock Surron controller and we're gonna start getting the Torp controller installed. Okay. So Torp sends you everything that you need to change out this controller to the Tc500 from Torp. Comes with all the bolts, tools. Here's your wiring harness and your display. Those are the three things that it comes with. And yeah, we're gonna get to taking this thing apart. So enjoy. Also, I'd like to add, when you're going in and you're working with these kind of electronics, go in, take the battery out, turn the breaker off, turn the bike back on to drain any power out of the bike. So once you go into dealing with this stuff, you're not gonna get shocked or fry anything. Luckily with me, I haven't had my battery in my bike for at least quite a few months because I've been tearing it all down, repowder coating everything, and getting it all prepped for next season. So yeah, keep that in mind. So now that we got most of the bolts off of the stock controller, now that it's just dangling there, we're gonna go in, we're gonna come up into the ignition area, we're gonna pull the ignition plate off, and we're gonna get into that area to then disconnect some settings, disconnect some connectors, and then we'll get going through more. Taking off my ignition plate. I'll lay the ignition plate back. I'm gonna move this thing a little bit over so we can see what we're doing here. You're gonna go in here and you're gonna fish out most of this wiring harness. But to gain easier access, we're gonna loosen up the breaker pad. So like the piece that your battery sits against you, where your breaker's sitting on, we're gonna pull that back to then slide some stuff out. Okay, controller is removed. Now that leaves us all this stuff to deal with. And with all this stuff to deal with, it's a great time to come in here and just kind of get everything lined up good, because we don't want anything looking all haggard on us. So I'm gonna drop those. There's my fuse. Take that fusey guy, put him up here where he belongs. Okay. Everything's free and clear. Now we're going to take off the old mounting brackets for the old controller. so we can get the other controller mounted up in this area. Now that we got those off, we come over here, we can grab our controller. And the controller mounts from the battery side in. That's crazy. So right where those brackets would be going for your old controller, that's where you're gonna screw in from the back side. Hope this works. Now grab one of their T-handles out of their package. They'll be able to get into there a lot easier instead of using a three-way. Now that that's all mounted, we can start going in and connecting this. So I'm gonna bring you down closer. Okay, so now we got this sweet little quick start guide from Torp themselves to give you an idea. Remember, blue goes to blue, green goes to green, yellow goes to yellow, positive, negative. That's what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna hook up these lines and go from there. It's cool they send this, because then you're not going, oh, what's positive, what's negative, what's this, what's that. So also a QR code you can scan for proper installation of the video. Okay, now that we got all the positive, negative, and all the motor wires to the controller, now we can start hooking up these bad bamber jammers. This is gonna go right into your controller and into some of the other connections to then make us have some more fun. When you're putting these in, you're looking for a really loud click. You have to make sure they click. If not, you're not gonna get a connection. Like that. The nice thing I like about the Torp is you're not having this gigantic controller taking up all this room and then having to shove these connections up into here. I really love that. Hook it to the controller itself and then get the face plate and everything else up on here. You hear that click? Push it down, make it a little bit more snug, make sure everything's good. We're just gonna kind of tuck this stuff back up here, all nice like. Cause ain't nobody like a dirty wiring harness. Okay. Put the display on. I'm gonna run this wire in. Now I got that ran in there. That's ran. Still figure all this stuff. So. Okie dokie. Now we got all this up in here and connected. Pretty sure the piece de resistance is where the cover's gonna go. Man, that's super trick looking. Makes the bike look totally different with that guard on there. I still have some more stuff to do. I gotta go get my battery for my house. I need to run my back brakes. Yeah, and once I really do that, then I can get the skid plate, which I have a really cool SXS slide plate that I'm gonna put on this. That's white, so that'll make everything sit flush with all the guard and everything. But yeah, we're almost there. Tis the time to plug this bad bammer jammer back in. See if this is it. Here we go, we're gonna flip that breaker. '73 percentile. Display powered on and everything. Holy crap. Woo! Big lights, Baja baby. Let's go. Cool. I'm gonna do all the app stuff now. I'm gonna video record that and then I'll do like a voiceover or whatever. And yeah, we're going to getting this Torp configured. Okay, so we got the Torp all set up, calibrated, went through the app. Pretty easy to calibrate this thing. It's super simple, you guys. It's literally 3 plugins, a couple bolts, a nice motor cover, put your display on, turn your phone on, download the app, get it all configured, Bluetooth connection. Super easy, super simple, really quick. I'm not that smart, so I just went through and did all like the stuff that you need to do, like calibrate the motor, make sure the tire's spinning the correct way. It asks you the diameter of the rear tire. It also asks you what your tooth or your gearing is, so you can set all that stuff. And then it goes in and calibrates, spins the tire, does all the stuff it needs to do. And then ta-da, I went in and set up 2 different settings, one on my sport setting and then one on the regular eco setting. But the crazy thing about this is just in sport. On a stock battery. So that's sport. Here's eco on the stock battery. I have it all turned all the way up for my son. So at the end of the day, I haven't even got to ride this thing yet because there's so much snow outside. But just from the sounds of it, and I've also installed a chain drive as well, and that's known to take away a bit of power. But at the end of the day, this sucker sounds like it's gonna rip, and I'm super excited to test this thing out. Can't wait for the snow to melt and get going on this and really start testing this Torp controller. And then eventually we'll go to a 72 volt battery, really pump some power to it, and have a lot of fun. I built this bike for me and my kid, and obviously I built it so I'm not gonna wreck it and ruin it and constantly break it. So my son's gonna have the raddest Surron to go and grow up on and beat the ever-living crap out of and not worry about ruining it. And then also he's gonna have plenty of power. So yeah, can't wait to not only tell you guys more about this controller, but at the end of the day, I can't wait to ride it and get some time on it and really go out there and throw some whips, hit some good jumps, and then we can come back and talk about it, and then I can go into how much more I'm gonna set up the motor or this, that, and the other. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys.